Alright, welcome guys, welcome. My voice is still really off at the moment, so just forgive me for that. I'll just get set up properly. Actually, I didn't set everything up the way that I normally do, so I'll just quickly go and do that. And I'm out of water, of course. I'm just going to fill that up as well. Alright, now, before we get started, actually, I thought I'd, because the Republica is now out, so if you're even half interested, grab it, because it's very, very good DLC. You'll also find an incredible manual as well with the game. A few little things, though. The base game, the logistics does actually get in the way for some people, so you can turn that off. I'll just quickly show you how to do that if you start a new game. And then we'll come back and just load up our one. I'm playing with the full logistics, and I'll show you a little bit about how you can just keep an eye on that, just so that things don't get away from you. But there is a way to play where you don't have to worry about that, which should probably be really the default way of playing, to be honest, when I sort of think about it now. But I actually really like the logistics as being on hard. So you've got these game variants. So you've got mid-core out logistics and easier logistics. So you've got these in through here, which are, and I think both of those actually make it so that the what's called the pull points are no longer needed to be managed, which is actually a big thing. And they also don't divide as they split up. So so the numbers just sort of stay the same throughout the whole road network. We could do a test and just see if that is actually what does happen. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. But if you are at all worried about the logistics, there are ways around it. So we just go there. And of course, if you've got advanced politics on, you are playing with the Republica DLC, and you've also then got a politics difficulty level back over here as well, which sort of works in together with the other one. So anyway, we'll just go and cancel that one. Can I cancel? Yes, we can. Good. Load save game. Anyway, that's one way around things. Now, I'll just go through a few little things you want to do when you are coming into a game, just to make sure. Now, it does remember a lot about what you had got set up, but some things do change from time to time. Always make sure that's open so that you can sort of see what's happening with your resources, and we have a big problem with our resources, so we need to get on top of that. So we'll go through that as we play the game. That's going to be the main thing we focus on today. Not so much the logistics, but the logistics, if you are interested, over through here, you've got like a whole series of different things that you can then go and do. So the first one here is the orders bar, which sort of allows you to construct, raise formations, etc., etc. Now, we will be wanting to raise another formation as well, as soon as we possibly can. We've got enough recruits to do it. We are starting to now pick up the industrial points to do it, and we have enough metal to do it. I might do that earlier rather than later, actually. I'm just thinking. So we might even start off that way. But let's just talk a little bit about logistics first. If I go down to the next tab, this is actually the map layer bar. This is always on by default for me. Show grid, show color, and show the operational logistics. If I turn that off, everything just goes back to the flat color of what was there before. Sorry, I keep on pressing WASD, and that's not what you want to be doing. I'll just press the M key again, which is the default. It's WASD is going to, if you press the S, you're going to be going into what's called strategic movement, where you are using the logistics system to move your troops around, which is a good way to sort of get them to move long distances, but it does affect their readiness. Anyway, so if I go and turn on the operational logistics, bang, we can sort of see this is the best one to see it. Green means it's full supply coming in off the road network. Yellow means that it's actually got it's 25% less. This blue color means it's 50% less resources coming in, and red means that it's actually at 25%. So that's the differences with what actually does happen. So it's handy to see that, because what you don't want to be doing is going into where it doesn't have any color. I don't have any examples of that. I'm red down in here, red across here. And when we sort of see units, units with black means that there's something that just has not got to them at all. And so that means that there's supply problems. And so we've got supply problems down in here, and we have supply problems here. We've even got supply problems out here with blue. And again, it's the same sort of thing. We've got a portion of them. I can show you that in just a minute. So this is showing me that I didn't get any of what was asked for in here, or not really. I mean, it's sort of certain things get asked for each turn. Every unit with a human inside it needs food. That's the one thing where food will always be given at 100%, even if they're in the red. If they go into the black, it's then 0. So food is the one exception with the supply. I can actually change it. This little area through here is really important. If we go across and go to the used points, we can then start to see the actual supply coming through with the change in colour. So I wish the green was a darker green, to be honest. I always say this because I'm colourblind, but the yellow, that is yellow there, this is green in here. But you'll see there that it's 10 from here through this little system away from this road. So 10, 10, 10, up to there is still 10, and then 10 across into this other side as well. Up through here we've got 22 is sort of hitting this point. Again, through the sand dunes, 5 is being stretched up into here. And the amounts that are going up there, that's actually food supply. This one here is along the road, so that doesn't really apply. These ones are being pulled off the road. So it sort of diminishes as it goes out. I'll maybe just show this a little bit. Excuse me, I kind of hate it when my voice does this. I'll just click on the supply tab with the unit. And so you can see there the food, they asked for 10, they got 10, even though it's in the 50%. So food is the one thing that you'll always pick up whatever you need, as long as you're in at least the red. Outside the red, you don't get that. Now, to get the supply to this unit, the game has to find a supply route through the various terrain. And so if I just click on number 1 as an example, so there's actually 20 that is gone there. And some of these are coming off here. There's another 10 that goes back up into there. 15 ends up in that position. 20 there for that. So 10, one's getting supplied from here. Actually, one's getting supplied from there, and the other one I think is getting supplied up into here. Now what we have is we've got low mountains that it has to cross over. Excuse me, to get to there. So that road network here is actually quite important to supply this one in here. And so if we have a look and see, the first one it goes to is if we have a look at the sand plains, we'll sort of see down the bottom there, organic supply is 12. And so it will actually allow like 12 supply. If it's on a road, if we go to here, what have we got there? Rail logistics, where's road logistics? Truck logistics is 10. Actually, that's how does that work? The road, yeah, the organic supply, it doesn't diminish much through the sand dune as such once it actually leaves the road. Then it hits this thing here, the low mountains. Organic supply then goes up to 20. So it's then another 20 points to actually sort of get across there, another 20 points to get across into here as well, and then finally back out into the plains again. The rocky plains should be pretty much just at 12 again, a bit like the low sand dunes. So this is why we see colours shift around depending on where things actually are. Like this blue, it's harder to get into this one here because this one, it goes into a plain where this actual unit actually is. And so it goes from okay terrain to difficult terrain to okay terrain to then start to get the diminishment of the supply. And similarly back in here, it goes to another low mountain, which is also medium, problems with supply. Usually the tall mountains will be even worse. So these will actually have organic supply there of 40. So getting across a mountain range with this sort of organic supply is really going to be problematic. That's why this one here has got more limited supply than the other units around it. So it's an interesting system the way it does actually work. Anyway, that's sort of what happens if you want to see what's happening off your roads, then that's the way to sort of then go and do it. And so these are the various supply that are being pulled out of the system. And you'll see there that when you see the little green bar across there, it means that 35 supply is left from here to go out in this direction. So we've got 35, which is 10 plus 20 plus 15. So we're 10 over, but we have another 10 that have come up this way as well. So we're sort of getting like little bits and pieces sort of popping in to sort of help out with the numbers. We've got 10 leaving the road there, 20 leaving the road or at the road in here. These are all the pull points. So you don't have to worry about them if you're only using basic logistics. Hi, Beacon, how are you going? So anyway, the thing I like to do is just keep current points turned on the whole time. That allows me to see where I've set up my supply effectively and where I haven't. So you can see there we've got good supply numbers, very, very strong supply numbers coming from London down to Castlenow. And then from there it diminishes a lot. And that's all because all I did was, you can see the little bars in through here. I've stopped the supply coming from London along these roads. There is actually a little bit that's being pulled out from in here. So there is actually a pull point that is being used. And again, if I go into preview points, I can see that there's 100 points being pulled up into this particular location, this rare metal mine. And then we have pull points for units out this way. We have a few unit pull points out this side. We've got a zone pull point there with the blue. And so the red ones are actual units where they need to have like a certain number. There's 200 pull points in through here. Again, you don't need to know about it, but just make sure if you do go into your traffic signs, which is down in through here, and then click on a different location, like click it twice, that you undo the pull points to allow the pull points to always operate. So the blocking, like if you unclick that, it means you're allowing the pull points to override the supply network, which is very, very important. I wish that was a default, actually, to have that one turned off, because it is an important, when you put a traffic sign in, always make sure you deselect that one. I can't really think of a good reason you wouldn't do that, to be honest, at any point in time in the game. Hugh David saying, hello, Daz. So thanks for showing us the various aspects of Shadow Empire. I've been wanting to play this game, but I have to learn the mechanics, so I'm keen to how the game works. I've bought the Republica DLC, so excited to check out the game. Yeah, Republica adds a whole sort of range of political intrigue, I guess, to the game in a way that is not micromanagement hell. It's actually opportunistic, and it's also role play. So for me, it's actually I find that many political systems in games are just micromanagement, and I hate it. So I tend to avoid political, and I wasn't looking forward to this DLC at all because of that. I thought I'm really so uninterested in politics in games. Anyway, but this is a big exception. This is an amazing DLC, actually, just with what's been put into it, and it doesn't get in the way of the game. It enhances it in so many different ways. So it really is brilliant. Anyway, with hard logistics, these pull points are critically important. If you do use the traffic signs, and I'll show you, we've got a little bit of a situation coming down the south here, for example. So this is what's going to happen in the coming turn. It hits this particular location, then diminishes again. Now, the reason it diminishes mainly is because there's a truck station in here which will chew up most of the points that come in. And so if we go and have a look at this one through here, the points we have coming in from the northwest, we should sort of see it's like a refocus. There is a truck station in here. Again, I'm just going to undo the pull points, and then I can decide what's going to be then blocked on different roads. So I probably end up blocking that road because we're ultimately going to be attacking in the south. But one of the big issues is that we end up having with their hard logistics. This is why I think the easy logistics I would actually now strongly recommend that new players play that way, unless I guess it's a bit like swimming with flippers on. Like, you've got to be careful that you don't end up, if you think you may end up liking the full logistics, you probably want to start that way. Like when you swim with flippers, you're so used to flippers that you can't swim without them, and so you're better off not swimming with them if you're going to do normal swimming. Flippers teach you all sorts of really bad things unless you use them all the time. And same with playing with the easy logistics here. Hi Sev, say good evening to you in chat. Let's hope I won't fall asleep midstream this time around. Well, let's hope so. I'll just be as chill as possible to keep you wide awake. Anyway, we've got a whole lot of you can see down through here there's actually this is actually the point where this one comes in. I won't explain it all that much, but we do actually have 1,345 truck points arrive from the northwest. There's an action point type sort of situation that does go on, an extension, and then the trucks first refocus. So then we end up with a problem where the truck station that's already in the town gets in the way of that. And so there is actually then it then sort of restructures itself, which is why we're getting so little coming back out the other way. So it's the only real way around for that is for me to make that, like to take over that truck station or to remove it. And that would probably be a better thing for me to do right now, but it will then upset the city. So I don't really want to be doing that one. So I'm probably just going to leave it the way it is for now, unless it becomes a big issue. We're still getting some truck points going past this, but it's not great. Just go back into here again. I like to keep the current points on because it allows me to sort of see where I've got problems. You can also go to bottlenecks to see if there's any issues with your supply chain. And at the moment, everything is green, everything is smooth, it's all working well. And that's mainly because I'm controlling where the actual flow of supply is going. I want all of the supply going down this way because I ultimately want to take this when I can do it. But we need to protect what we've got. So let's actually just go back. So I like to just have current points on. You can sort of see the actual points. It gives you a bit of an idea as to what you can then go and do. Anywhere where it's whatever the smallest number is along, if I wanted to build a unit somewhere, I have to find the smallest bump in the road, essentially, which it's all diminishing downwards anyway, so it's not really a problem. But I can build pretty much anything I like along this part of the road if I needed to. The trouble we have is that we've got a few different neighbours which are problematic. So maybe we'll have a quick look and see who they are. If we just quickly go to the strategic map. We've got some friendly ones. So we've got this one in through here, which is at 100. This is actually like a guardian group, and so they're going to be useful all game. And we actually managed to take most of the territory from around them before we made peace. But they're actually very, very peaceful. And we also have another one down through here, which is also getting better and better. And these are farmers. Farmers are much, much more likely to be your friends than not. So they're a good one to sort of latch onto early if you are wanting to play diplomatically. So we've got two very, very good factions in our west, which are sort of working well. This one's getting better and better with also his relationship with us, and we have actually got a protection agreement with them. Not that we'll need to do it, but what it does is it solidifies the relationship we have with them. So the farmers sort of need our protection, and so we've given them that. So I'm not anticipating either one of these to actually to betray us at all. So I think we can sort of keep going with what we have through there. So that's Coxbund in through this other side, and this one is the Pyrotop Union. Then we actually have a few different areas. This is all non-aligned forces. Anything can come out of here. Back over here, we have what's going to be a potential problem for us. These are more Guardians. Ooh, they're only 28. It's unclear. These are going to be fairly strong. I think I'll just have to secure my borders for now and then play it out and see what happens. It may be another ally for us. We've come across this is the Republic, which is a major regime. They're currently friendly. I don't know anything about them just yet. Then we've got non-aligned forces back in through there. We've got Lithostone in through here. These are scavengers. So I think we'll end up sort of taking these on. They've been selling us things, so they're quite friendly with us. But they're trying to now break into our territory. So they're and this is every little type of faction will play differently, and they'll have like different objectives for themselves. And so these guys here will be opportunistic to try to take as much territory as they possibly can. So we have to protect the borders that we have. So these are a problem. We've got another one through here, which is the Totenist territory. Culture unknown. I think that they were mutants, but I may be wrong about that. When you see the word territory, it means it's going to be either arachnids, sentinels, which are robots, or mutants, or something like that. It could be. Actually, I think they're slavers. I think that we've seen that we've identified them as slavers. I think. Back up the top here, actually, are these them? These are religious fanatics. Again, they're going to be a problem. So they're trying to come in from the north. They're trying to sort of encroach in. And then back up here, we've got non-aligned forces yet again. So that's pretty much everyone. So the and we've got another territory down in this way as well. Surviving AI. There we go, a minor regime. So this is actually going to have sentinel robots arriving when if they decide to become aggressive. That's what's going to happen in there, which again is going to be a bit of a problem if that's going to be the case. So we need to keep on building up. We're behind at the moment. If we go through the reports and have a look at the victory overview. So we're at 7.3. We did actually have we told our people that we'd get up to 8 point something, and I'm not going to be able to do that, not without taking one of the other groups very, very quickly, and I just cannot do that. So she is also becoming a real problem. She's actually very, very disloyal at 42, our secretary, but it doesn't matter. She has no real big bearing on the game. Teva saying you started the game with 2 town start. No, we took over 1 town, and we're still trying to get that town up and running. So we only just took it over, but Litho, this scavenger group is definitely, that's something I could aim for. And the religious fanatics are on the other side of this. They've got a city up in here somewhere. So we may, but we have to secure this border. Let's have a look and start there, I think. So we'll just press number 1. We're a bit stretched through here, and with the Guardians as well. I do want to sort of keep tabs on where they are. I might just move around to one side of this. There's another road that goes off, which means there's something else back out the other side. It could be the road to the major. But I need to stop these from coming in closer. So I think we'll just go and get ourselves another machine gun group, I think, would be the better option for us right now. And I'm happy to do it down in here somewhere. All right, let's go to the raised formation. Now, we want this to be a battalion. And again, I wish the game would start on battalion. When you first come into the game, the default is regiment. And these are just way too expensive at the start of the game. It should start on battalion and then allow you to sort of move up to regiment and then division if you want to. I don't know why it defaults to regiment. It's just that for me is again one of these user experience problems that the game should do better with, and it just doesn't. It means that like you can see I can afford battalions for a lot of things. I can't afford regiments because it's just too much. So now we've got independent. What this is an independent is just a single unit, but I want a battalion with an operational HQ. And so operational HQ, these provide leadership of the formation, and we need to have a commander assigned to it. So I am going to go and grab this one. So can I do it? Not yet. So we can find out why. Now what I want is this one here. And I can see there that already the amount of industrial points we have is well under what we need. Now we need to be over 50% to even start to build it. So I need to save up my industrial points to build another one of these. And I think I need it to defend the territory that we've got. So and I need machine guns because they are defensive. They're a very defensive unit. And so that's the group that I do want to get. But I'm going to have to save up the industrial points. It's 120 metal. We've got heaps of metal. It's 5,500 recruits. We've got 5,300, so we're very, very close. We're getting 500 per turn, so that's going to be fine. So we'll have enough for that. It's just the industrial points is the one thing that is a problem. And if I go and click on that one, and it'll then sort of tell me the troops are at 96% with that one through there. The items, which are the other bits and pieces, were at 37%, and it'll be whatever the smallest number is. The smallest number we have is actually we've got ammo is also a big problem. I think what I might have to do here is to change things around even more. We may have to build ourselves just a single unit as a garrison, and then move the other troops back out again. Actually, I think I'll just tweak it and see how we go. I won't play with this, but what it needs to have a lot of ammo supplied to this particular group as well, and we're not going to have enough. It'll still be okay, but it'll just mean that they start off with a lot less ammunition. So we'll cancel that. Now, we have other problems. We don't have any energy, and so we're correcting that one right now at London, just to go through. The solar panels just finished their construction. This is a very good world. If I go back into the overviews, where is it? If I just go to the dashboard, and if I go to help, you'll see down through here in the planet statistics overview, different things you can do. So heavy elements, we've got a little bit of mining abilities on the planet, not great. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, solar panels modification. So we get 153% of solar energy coming in. So for us, because it's such a hot little world, solar energy is very, very strong. So that was all part of, and again, just to sort of show the planetology, we ended up with a lot of solar irradiance. So 2532 in through there, watts per meter squared. Just means that we're very, very strong with the light that's coming in, so we can sort of make good use of that one. Thanks, Henry, for the subscription. That's very much appreciated. So Foxy Doodle saying, are they lava lakes? Yes, they are. Yep. So in this case, what we've got is, if we have a look at the actual world itself, it's not a very old world, 2.6 billion years old. So this is actually what happened during the planetology. Does that planet without surface water? The planet will have a real but modest atmosphere. Actually, yeah, planet is still geologically active. So if you've got too many volcanoes that are active, so we've got active volcanoes all over the place, that's then going to lead to so this is the lava lake, and this, because there's no water anywhere, so this essentially is coming from this volcano here, is spewing lava out. We've got a lava river that goes into this sort of lava sea. We've got another one that starts over here. So we've got four volcanoes that are all sort of out through here. So these are all active volcanoes. If they're not active, the middle core will be sort of brown, like it'll actually just be like normal terrain. But these are active again, leading into this particular area through here. So we've got so that's what's happening. That one there is also active, but probably not. It's not spewing out lava, whereas these actually are spewing out lava. So these lava rivers become major obstacles if you're trying to attack. They become a very, very strong defensive line. All right, we'll just go back into we've got a few decisions to make this turn. Anyway, so energy is a big issue for me. Fuel is a big issue for me. And now ammo is a big issue for me. So we've just built in London a new location. I need to now figure out what I'm going to be building next. So I'll just go back away from the traffic signs and just go back to inspect. Inspect is your easiest one, just so you don't make mistakes. So that's just the I key. The M key is move. And traffic signs is Z, I think. No, T it is. Zone borders is Z, I think. Yeah, that's Z. So we can sort of change the borders of who's in control of what. Excuse me. So if we have a quick look down in Castle now, if I just go back and just do it for the group that's just directly underneath the cursor here, we've got the transport hub here, which is not quite picking up the population. We've got limited population. We don't have quite enough to build what we need. But the dome farm, even though it's damaged, it's only 47 point damage at this stage. The higher the red goes, the more damage it has. This one here is 47 points of damage as well, because we invaded it. So that will be fixed up very, very soon. And then the people will come back and work in it, and then they'll sort of make this. This is private food, which feeds the populace. They make a little bit of credits, produce 10 private credits, which they can then use to build their own infrastructure, which is good. And they're not giving us any food at all. This is truck points back in through here. So they've got 182 truck points at the start of the turn, and then this is the action points. Now, again, this is much weaker than what we want. I could go into this one and go and either disband it or buy it, which I don't have enough money to do. So I can sort of do different things there. Yep. So this disbanding a level will actually just get rid of it entirely, which I don't think I'll do just yet. So this is actually Castle now is just a little village, so it's a fairly small little town. We do actually have a governor in there, and at the moment though it's unincorporated, which means it doesn't pay us any real tax, and that's important just so we can try to get the happiness up. So we want the happiness to keep on rising. There are a number of factors impacting this one. The militancy level is 4, so this is actually a bit of a, they're sort of wanting to do their own thing. We've got unrest as well, so this one is diminishing fairly strongly because we've got so many troops in the city, which is good, and it's also diminished because there's fear. This is fear in through here, but this is finishing. Fear is now diminishing 2 points a little bit at a time. We've had some events in there. Let's just go and do the events that we've had. I always like to look at all of these before I start to make too many decisions. So Burr requests permission for a personal guard. This is Lord Zon of Burr. So Lord Zon is the governor of London. Let's be frank, I have enemies even within our state. Therefore, I request your permission to form my own personal guard. I hope you can sympathise with my sense of self-preservation. He's also a major leader. If I do this one, the interior director here, this is Kurgan, does not like this decision. So he won't like that one at all. So if we go the other way, I can then it'll give him support. So he'll like that particular one where we don't do it. Autocracy will go down and mind will go up, which is actually a good one. This one here, we can certainly do. This is the advisor. We haven't used him for anything yet, and we should do that. So all the rest of them actually prefer this one through here, except that and these are on the opposite side of the political aisle. These ones with the sort of like the lilac colour in behind them. So the ones that would normally support, yes, allow it. You can see that he is supportive of it. It may be because he's just on the same. Leader is a member of the Sacred League, which is actually making him. So he is actually part of the Sacred League. He's also part of the Sacred League. He's the leader of the actual Sacred League, political party. And so if we say no, we're not going to allow it. If we reproach him, it'll actually make it worse for him. And I don't want him diminishing too much. So I think I'm just going to go this one here, even though this one gives me a big negative. So we'll just go B. Understood. And we can see there. So actually, he went down by -4 points in his estimation of us. Bob Kiro, -8 points in through there as well. And we had a few other things. Autocracy went down a little bit, which is fine. We want meritocracy up. That's what we're playing as. All right, refugees at the gate. Some barbaric of remnants of a minor raider regime are knocking at the gates of London. They are weak, hungry, and many are sick, asking for help. Some say we should help women and children in need. Others say it's folly to let violent wasteland people in. Prepare for some danger increase if you do let them in. So this is one of the sort of decisions. Do we bring them in to raise the population of London? So send them back to the wasteland is what a lot of them like, but he wants them in. Only let the women and children in for temporary care, okay, or let them all in. And that's sort of overall, they're happy enough with that. So this one here, now what this one does is a few new factors in Republica. Morality is a factor that we have. So maybe we'll come back and talk about this one, because this one now is going to be impactful for what we do in the game. And this is where where Republica actually kicks in. You don't have to worry about it if you don't want to, but let's do a bit more of a deep dive into what this all means. Patriotism is increasing militancy. So we can go in through here. It's going to cost 10 political points. It's no money to do that one. We get the militia going up, which is also good for us as well. So inspired by National Life Force, the militia of Casino is seeing increased popularity. People are eager to show that they can do something for their state. Tell them we're proud. And through this one, through here, government goes up. Everyone gets a little bit of a boost along with there. I think I'm just going to go this one here, though, in this case, and get the militia up. So I'll go yes. Now we may see this one go up. So profile militia plus 2 points. Actually, that's now gone up to 28. So this is now militancy. Militancy increases plus 24 during patriotism increasing militancy event. So that's actually what just happened there. So the militancy of the group. Now militancy, I guess for a lot of people is actually a negative, but in this case it's not. It's a positive. It's sort of like the heart of the people. Welcome guys. I've got some raiders here from Goatee. Welcome. And if you've got any questions, please sing out. Hi Ponicus, how you going? Finding it's out. I love all of the new graphics and UI. Yes, I do actually. I was sort of not. I find it's very much more immersive with that than without it. Again, sorry about my voice, guys. All right, so refugees at the gate. We'll come back to that one. We now have a diplomatic decision as well. Guardians offer technology. So Coxbund envoys at our border in London, they offer to sell us basic concept of university for 888 credits. Now, I can't afford it, so I'm going to have to go no. So we'll just go no in that case. The relation with Coxbund went down by 7 points. But we just can't afford to do it. So we've still got this one decision to make. So let's go and do a bit of a deep dive into what that means in the game. Most of your stuff to do with Republica, you can find if you just go straight to the reports, go to overviews, and just go to the Empire dashboard. This is the most important screen. We have a positive growth in our Virtus, which is important. So it represents the intangible life force of a culture, the faith of your people in each other, and their virtue, and their readiness to sacrifice themselves for the common good. So the higher that goes, the more stable our government actually is. We have some other factors, though, which will actually then have a bearing on what does go on. As we start to play the game, these will then start to kick in, where we see things going up and down. Now we have a morality momentum is actually like a 6.7, and again, if your morality score is at least in the last 10 rounds is going up compared to the period just before that, or down, if up, you'll gain Virtus from your momentum. So we're getting Virtus is going up in through here. If we have a look at this one through here, there should be from morality plus 0.2 Virtus from morality and momentum. So it is going down overall. The actual morality. Actually, sorry. Now no, it's up to 23.7. In fact, it's gone up even more again through here. But there is pressure to bring it back down. So your current morality score, this is the overall morality score, is based on relations with neighbouring regimes, morality decisions, and low military losses. The average relation with neighbours is 43. Morality effect from decisions is 13. So this is a decision we have. So this will actually impact what does go on here. Now, because our Virtus is so strong, we don't need to actually to worry too much about what we do with morality, with well-being. This is sort of like the happiness of the people. So we need a heart profile at least above 40 to get Virtus from this momentum type. And then we also have the ascendancy momentum as well. So this is about fist and stuff like this one through here. So ascendancy is actually going up. So the hex size, as we get more hexes under our control, you can see there the hex size as a planetary total is 5. We've got 0 kills results in a kill score of 0. A military part as a percentage of population multiplied by 4 is 68. So we've got sort of like different numbers coming in here as well. So the ascendancy is much more about military ascendancy, not like I think again in a lot of these sort of games you think it's going to be sort of like some sort of personal ascendancy where you become godlike or something. It does sort of model stuff like that, to be honest, but not in this case. And morality decisions at the moment, so your current morality based on morality decisions you made influences your morality score. So we've actually got, so we have made some positive decisions, but it's rusting away at 3 per turn. The technocracy score, this is actually something that we actually have. This imperfection causes a percentage of weight allocated to the meritocracy stratagem pack to switch to the oligarchy, and also it also allows getting regime feat stratagems. So what that does, these are all things that apply to Republica, and what these do is they then put pressure over here. So if you've got momentum, you've got low Virtus, and then you've got revolutionary indicators, and they all kick in, you'll then end up with a change of government. And so you don't directly push things, but you can push the decisions. So you can see down through here, we have a palace revolt. So bureaucratic. This is a bureaucratic decline level based on the loss of total BP or upper chick jobs, strongly increased with low Virtus. Strongly, yeah. So if greater than 1,000, then chance for a palace revolution. So we're miles under that one at this stage. So we end up where it is growing slowly, and but nothing for us to worry about. And same with a coup. So this is actually an outside pressure level. So there's a again, we need to be over 1,000 points for these things to sort of kick in. But you need a lot of these to end up building up. You need to have one of the leaders wants to be in charge of the coup, for example. You've got different uprising levels as well, uprising leaders. These are all different things. And if I just show the political system report, so we actually have meritocracy in here. This is what we chose as our government type at the start of the game. And so if just the virtus on its own lowers down, we'll get a corrupt version of meritocracy, which is oligarchy, where meritocracy, one of the really cool things about this is, depending on what you choose, there's a whole focus that is completely different between autocracy, democracy, and autocracy, democracy, and meritocracy. Democracy is all about the will of the people, and so the people have a say in what does go on. So it's about what the general population thinks of you. Meritocracy is about what your leadership group thinks, and so they're the ones who make all the decisions. It's very much the rule by the elites, essentially. And autocracy is sort of like a dictatorship almost. So you end up sort of like with a much more militant sort of group that is then sort of in control. If your virtus, and each of these have got the similar sort of thing. So we saw there that we have like a meritocracy. If we have low virtus in through here, this is then going to descend into oligarchy, where we end up with like a sort of like a corrupt system of meritocracy. Ideologically, we could also end up where the leadership decides that they are nobility. And so we can end up with an aristocracy coming off meritocracy. Again, they're all completely different. This for autocracy, that doesn't end up going down that way. They've got a different one that comes out of the ideology of the actual people. So, excuse me. So you need to have passed more rounds in the meritocracy system family than Anyway, it says we have not met all the conditions yet to do that one through there, and low virtus as well. We won't have enough there. So aristocracy is. Can be reached through meritocracy. So essentially, it's just where the rule of the few becomes hereditary, and so it's a corrupt system again. For autocracy, you end up with sort of like it's a bit like Warhammer 40,000, like where you get the God Emperor. Like it sort of ends up that ideology one for them is means that you end up sort of like with a God Emperor type figure in that position down the other side, and I think. Autocracy going out this way ends up becoming a tyranny. So, Cygnus is saying corrupt system in government. Yeah. So it's one of these things where there's a lot going on, but you don't need to know it. You don't have to know it. But if you do know it, at least you can sort of figure out what's going on if you are wanting to push things a certain way. So at this early stage, it doesn't really matter what we do because our Virtus score is so high. So the Virtus up through here, very, very high, which is great. So we don't need to be looking at that one. But if it was a concern for us, then again, back with our reports. So the morality, we have a -10 morality, we have a +20 morality in through here. So this will actually push up our score. It will actually, there's an unknown danger element. Heart will go up and fist will go down. I'm thinking that's one that we'll end up doing. We do get a population increase here. Let them all in for good. Mind goes up, heart goes up. And they're all sort of supportive of that, but danger goes up by an unknown amount. We can cope with that. It's not as if the individuals here are going to be doing things. So this is going to be in London. If we just go back and click on London, and we've got London selected in through here, we can see there that we've got the population happiness is high. We've got high militancy, so militancy is nice and high with this one through here. And then we actually have a danger level is currently at 5, and it just diminishes over time. So we're going to be raising this danger level, which will then put pressure on the happiness of the people. So there's so that will actually then cause potential issues. So I don't think we need to worry about this one here. Logistical points, that's really not something we need to worry about. Yeah, I think we'll do it that way. Let's just go and get more population into the city. The population ultimately will be valuable for this city. So we'll go that way, and we'll let them all in. So we'll get the population increase. So at the moment we have a total population of 102,000.
Understood.
And so population increased with 2,300. The morality went up by 30 points. Profile, mind, and heart went up as well. Different things actually happening through there. Danger was increased by, let's just click on OK, by a lot. So the danger now with these refugees, danger increased to plus 26 during Refugee at the Gates event. So this is actually it's a random number. It's fairly high actually. That was a high one. So these are a problem for a little while. So they're going to be until they assimilate and integrate into the group. That's sort of what this is representing. In terms of our culture, like if I go and this is a civilization score. If I click on these different things, we can see what they actually are. This is the culture. We're still culture name is Ludanok, and through this other side, the culture group is mixed, but it's a cultural adaptation. There is full integration. It's just modelling that new stuff there with the danger. So danger score in there just went up by 26 with that particular group. Anyway, that will diminish over time, and I can also diminish it by putting more troops in there as well. So we can sort of get around it that way. Anyway, we have to just keep on trying to. We're going to be building, so we're going to have a quick look down in here. Sorry, I'm keeping getting sidetracked. We'll just go to the assets that are actually in here, and we'll just go across into things we can do. So we can construct. We've got a fair bit of industrial points, and we're getting a fair bit per turn. We don't have any ammunition, and that's a problem. But let's just have a look and see what we can construct in here. We don't need agriculture. We can put wind traps up to get more water. Water is fine at the moment. We don't need any of the water. So this is energy. We will need more of this as well at some point. So getting that would be something valuable. Industry would be wanting to get that at some point as well. And I cannot quite afford that just yet. But that will be something we want to aim for. What we really, really need badly is the biofuel refinery. This is something, but we probably do that in London first before we do it anywhere else. And the ammunitions factory as well. This is 2 rounds, which I can pretty much afford that. That's going to give me back the ammunition that I so desperately need. Yeah, I think I'll actually I'll build one of them in London, I think, if there's nothing else we want. Now, these are also important. We haven't built any of the infrastructure elements, but bureaucratic officers I would like to get the bureaucratic points. That's 1 round, and I do have enough to do that one. I might throw that one into the mix because we're going to be getting more energy anyway. So let's just start the construction there. So that's 1 round.
Roger that.
And that's going to then just help out at this location. If we go back to construction again and logistics, we don't really need to be doing anything else there. Yeah, so that's we'll just leave it there. That's going to ultimately then chew through here. I wish that this would also show you that you've now allocated. You've got like a allocation for industry points. It doesn't actually tell you what's going on, but we are now basically taking all of those points and to build this next one. What I'll do is I just want to make sure nothing can sort of sneak through the territory here. So this one's trying to get in. These are, I think these were the slavers. Oh, these are mercanteers. These are different again. Fairly weak. But we'll just try to keep everything sort of going. We've got the fanatics up above us. We've got the robots down this way as well. Keep them sort of away. So we're just a bit stretched at the moment. I can start to move these back out again. Yeah, I might do that actually. Just go back to movement. I don't think that they'll end up all over the place. Let's just keep these going. These are scavengers. They're reasonably strong. Nothing too much for us to worry about though. So we'll come back to them. These guys have run out of energy. They've still got a lot in their reserves, but they're not picking up any energy at all at this stage. We do need to get on top of their energy. So they're going to drain a lot of the energy away from what we actually have. These are Galactic Republic troops with the GR. This one also requires energy, but it's got sort of a little bit in the reserves. All right, let's just end our turn here, I think. That'll be enough for now. So we hopefully get that one built this turn. And then we get back on top of the industrial points again. The Guardians should become friendly. It's these up through here that we've got the problems. You can see they're quite strong. 89. Dome breach in Castle Nose. So there's actually a problem that's actually occurred in there. So Gyrox is saying, hi Daz, how and when do I unlock political regime feats and political stratagems in the management screen? The way it works is it works automatically, automagically. Just quickly go through these ones through here. That's diminishing. Blitzkrieg, yeah, bronze retirement. Okay, so you probably should have got some more money that turn as well. I think I'm slightly under. You have 50% chance to retire seniority 30 leader. This is an HR stratagem usually executed by the Interior Council. Yeah, it's a problem. We want to get rid of our main leader. Increasing income tax as well is a good one. That one also then comes with the Interior Council. So we've got the Interior Council, which is for a meritocracy is really, really important. So we've got 4 decisions to be made. Our money is 0. So we did run out of money. So we do need to get on top of that, which is a big, big problem. So at the moment, actually, I'll come back and talk about the money situation in just a little bit. The game, I think, this is where the game becomes probably more difficult than it needs to be, where there's all these different mechanics, like the money situation, like we're running out of credits to pay for troops and leaders and things. That's then going to impact the happiness of everyone. So everyone's going to be going backwards because of the lack of money. So we need to then start to sell things in the trade system to generate it, or we need to get more income tax. So I'll have a look at that one as well. I would suggest making peace with the Guardians and or that pushy scavenger regime. The Guardians are more likely to become peaceful, so we probably will actually end up, if we get a pack there. All right, let's just go and answer that question though from Gyrox about the political regime feats and political stratagems. Feats are cards that you apply to entities. So you've got like different sorts of things that then occur. So, and I don't know the easiest place to sort of find the one for your regime. But the regime itself is essentially this political system. But it doesn't show the actual any feats we have connected to that one. Empire dashboard. There's nothing that sort of shows it in here either. Although it does give you your political system. So this political system is essentially your regime, what's happening with your regime. Your current system is meritocracy. Its current level is level 2. Next level will automatically be reached in 5 rounds, and then the next political stratagem pact in 6 rounds. So every few rounds you pick up a pack. And this is actually where you asked about the political stratagems in the management screen. They just come automatically over time. So if oligarchy score goes above 12, then your political system will degrade to the corrupted version. So it's sort of one of these things. The oligarchy score is not going to be probably shown here at this stage because I don't think we need to worry about it. Our technocracy score is going up, which is good. It sort of means we end up with a bit more sort of diversity in the sorts of cards we can pick up. If we go across into the management screens and go to politics, this is essentially sort of where the different levels then kick in. So we've got meritocracy back in through here, which is where we're sort of heading. And we've got 6 different groups through there with 9 different cards for each group. So the stratagem packs come in from here. Your nation does not have this regime feat. You must be lucky and patient enough to receive a political stratagem that enables it. So we have access to it, but we don't actually have there we go. We could get the regime feat, workplace pride, but we don't actually have it yet. Then we have HR excellence as well. This does not have this regime feat either. So this is actually where we get the actual feats from. You must be lucky or patient enough to receive this political stratagem that enables it. So there's a chance we're going to pick that up. And if we wanted to do a deep dive on what that is, so we're going to get psychological screening fairly soon. To talk about what's going on here is that we have we're level 2. We get the next stratagem pack in 6 rounds automatically. And then the new political system level goes in 5 more rounds. We then get political screening. We get the access to it, but we have to get this in a card inside the political stratagem pack to then activate it. So we don't actually have any of those just yet. The cards themselves, maybe I'll quickly go off and show you that now. We'll just go back to the map, go back to the reports, and just go to help, and then go to the stratagem encyclopedia. Then we go to these are all the cards in the game. So if we go across to political, and then we click on needs, we can then sort by the sorts of cards that become available. So as we sort of scroll down through this list, we'll just go to meritocracy, because that's the main one we're sort of looking at through here. So these are all the various types that the various groups. So we have 5 cards in level 1. So look at your government. So people, do you realize who your governor is? Public recognition, Panzer Head, unit fitness challenge, and through here. These are all just common. So these are altruistic resignations. Inspire everyone taking a voluntary step back to the reserve pool. Now, again, if I can get hold of that one, that's going to be good. It's sort of like it does have a cost there. I don't know what the cost is for. There may be political points to actually play it. That may be what it is. Then we actually have meritocracy level 2, which are uncommon. So we've got the governor evaluations. Professional evaluation will help improve skills for governors. Actual combat trainer. Actually, we did pick this one up. So yeah, this is just the uncommon ones. So amazing trainer and unorthodox. He trains troops during actual combat. So then we've got workplace pride. So they'll be more proud of our work. So these are uncommon. Then we go through more psychological screening. This is actually the regime feat. So that would be like if we can pick up that regime feat, that would be great. I forget what the other one was called. It must be back here somewhere, I'm guessing. It's none of those, is it? Not sure where the first one actually comes from. Anyway, it just goes up. Then we have like rare cards as well, where we have different things that can then sort of happen. So we can get to, when we pick up these cards, it's going to allow us to essentially sort of manipulate what's happening within our political system if we do play these cards. So we've got a few of these. They come with a sort of like a bit of an ornate border. So each of the actual packs have like there's economic council packs, not very many of them, but like archaeology effort, etc., Supreme Commander packs. There's a fair few in through there about the Secret Service. If you get the Secret Service, you get lots and lots of different spy type stuff. The Interior Council, which is what we have, is sort of what we're trying to pick up in each pack that we get every turn to actually sort of do things where we can manage our leaders. And this also allows us to increase our income tax, which is sort of what we need to do right now. So we need to get on top of the money. And so we'll evaluate that as well. There's so much for us to do in this early stage of the game. But anyway, that's sort of where the political points, the political pack is in here. And so there's a lot of cards that you can then go and pick up through the various groups, but they actually work in this screen here. So the cards then, there we go. Workplace Pride was actually an easy one for us to go and get. So if we can get it, we're going to end up we get +2 happiness, and that's going to be for our whole regime. And even if we then change to an oligarchy or through a revolution, we end up with a democracy, or through sort of a coup, we end up with an autocracy. Whichever way it goes, if we have workplace pride as a regime feat, that will be with us the whole time. So that will always be there. So once we pick these things up, they're there forever. We haven't got any yet. So you can see the stratagem card in the political regime management screen, just like we do in the profile info screen. Yeah. So if we go back into our map and look at the actual cards, the strat cards, anything with this ornate border is a political pack. It is from the political pack. So we have like a whole lot of just standard cards coming back in through here. The ones that I think that this one is like certain of them will come through, like this is executed by the Foreign Affairs Council, which we don't have yet. So we picked this one up through our standard old Supreme Command Council leader. So he's actually doing that one. He picks up all the cards that if we don't have actually a leader to do it, he'll pick them up. There'll be low-level cards, but he will actually get hold of those. That's with the majors, the minors. We can't really do much in through there. Covert ops, send spy, plea of friendship. So we've actually got this one here. He must be at peace with the selected regime. Regime must be open to diplomacy. So increase relations by 4 points. We'll send our most gifted and spirited envoy. We'll tell him how much we care for our joint future. So if I go to that one there, doesn't come from a political pack, but we can just play that card. And again, the colours sort of show you sort of what was going to happen. She'll actually play the card, but it's just 4 die 4. So we're going to improve things a little bit. If I go back into the target regime, we're interested in this one down in here. So Kleinstein is so we can execute this stratagem.
Order received.
And we're up with 7 points. So that's just going to make them a little bit happier with us. So we've done that one. In our nation card, we're sort of seeing different things, like this one is going to come from the Interior Council Director. These are all going to be essentially Interior Council Director cards. And the better he is at doing things, the better. And so the more I get him to, for example, increase the income tax. And we'll talk about this one in just a minute as to what this one does. This will increase it by 10%, and that will be very, very useful. So Kurgan is our Interior Council guy. He's not fantastic, but he's going to be good enough for what we sort of need, I think. So we've got a lot of political points we can go and spend. We can recruit a mercenary as well, and recruit juniors to sort of bring them into the pool. Mission Impossible. This one is normally executed in through here. Base difficulty will be 100. Difficulty for generating fate points is 50 points more. A leadership role will be made by the Director of the Interior Council. Successful results in normal execution of task. So what does this one do? I'm not sure what we apply this one to, actually. If we go and click on that one, you just target your own regime. All right, it just goes up and gives you a bit of a boost to all sorts of different things, I think. So none of those are political. Tariffs, again, that's going to be Interior Council. HQs, back in through here. These are Staff Council. We'll sort of then go and do those. The zones in through here. These sort of bluish tinge are the Economic Council packs. Again, this one here is the Interior Council pack. So these are where these are from. These are military, but what's interesting with these ones is that buy off the unrest. This one has actually come from the oligarchy pack, not from the meritocracy pack. So we've got one of these ones in through here. So buy off unrest. If successful, we'll reduce unrest a little bit in through there if we need to. So we can actually go and do that one, but we need to then spend credits to do that one. Again, another political one. Look at your gov. So this is nice. This is an easy one that we actually can go and get. So it'll increase happiness and loyalty with a maximum of 5 die 10. So result will be better and high suitability rating and high capability level. So if I go and have a look at that one through there, for example, we need to have a friendly zone. So we would then go to either one of these two zones, difficulty 45 there, 45 there as well. So good chance we'd actually end up being able to do that one through there. So anyway, that's all right. Anyway, that's not really going to be a problem. But so that's another political pack, one that we just pick up every few turns. So then the leaders, again, there's a political pack one there as well, public recognition. Don't really need any of those just yet. Increase rank. I won't worry about that one either. We need to get hold of money. Most of these are political except for this one here in this point. So this is another interesting one. These are meritocracy. This one here is autocracy. So we managed to pick up an autocracy pack in through here as well. And so this one is supplied onto a unit. And so this one here is, difficulty is based on inverse morale of units under command. So difficulty is increased by plus 15, etc., etc. So anyway, that's basically just to sort of get units to go into line. When you see the little bullet points there or the little asterisks, it's showing you the whether it's common or uncommon. That's common. This is uncommon. That's uncommon. And so, again, going back to our reports, excuse me, and going back through to the overviews, and actually, sorry, not that one, management, back in here. So we can see down through here, we have like a set of like what percentage we're likely to pick up of the various types of cards, from common, uncommon, rare, very rare, and legendary. And this is actually pushed along a lot by the stratagem rarity modifier. And for a meritocracy, which is all about your leaders, it's a leader it's based on leader capability level. So at this stage, our leaders are pretty shit, to put it mildly. If we can replace the leadership with higher level leaders, that will then push up, and we'll get even more rare cards. We also have because we have a technocracy level of 6, we end up getting a bit of a push to actually be able to then pick up other cards. So we've got a 3% to get democracy cards, 82 for meritocracy, 6 for oligarchy, and 9 for autocracy. So we actually this changes a bit over time depending on what we do. And so in this case, we're actually getting closer and closer now to picking up sort of other cards from other areas, which is interesting. So there's a lot of stuff that does go in this political system. Let's go back to the map again. Look at our decisions. Now, I always like to start at the zone decisions because this is actually going to be the potential problems. So dome breach and Casanau. So an unsealable sealant. Now, we've got 0 money. I might even just get on top of that one as well. The average roll here is 118. That's the difficulty that's going to roll. 30 plus 4 die 40. So average is 118, and we have a technician roll through here. So this is the technical roll of 1 die 100 plus 65. If we have a look at Ronnie Mitchum, technician is only 5 there, but it is boosting that up, so that will give him a little bit of a boost. I'm thinking that's what that will then be. Not sure how we're getting the plus 65. There we go, leader skill family bonus of 5. You'll get 50 on top of your roll. So we end up with plus 50, plus 10 leader relation modifier because he's actually happy with us. So that's actually 10 in through there. So we get 10 from that one. So keeping him happy also does impact this one. And his basic skill of only 5. But it all helps. So it's 65 plus a die 100. So yeah, it's going to be touch and go here. Let's just go and do it anyway. So the danger will go up, the unrest will go up. Now, we can also say no as well. And that's also going to, just not going to do anything. So this just costs political points. We'll just go yes.
Roger that.
And technical roll of Mitchum is 74. And the adjusted roll is 124 versus 107. That's fine. So we got there. Danger increased by 6, and we lost 1,300 population through the breach. All right, got an assistant to help with that role. Oh, yes, I should have done that. But I probably want the assistant somewhere else, to be honest. So we'll go back and have a look at that in just a minute. Diplomatic decisions, what else do we have? Lithostone Union demands regular relations. Again, if we just go back to the strategic map, that's Coxmark. That's Lithostone Union. So they want friendship. I can't be friends with everyone. Yeah, they're going to become more aggressive. Lithostone, I feel we can kill off pretty quickly. So the others are for it. It does make our mind go up. Morality goes up as well. I think we go no in this case, which sort of gets our morality down. So we're sort of going to be more warmongery than probably what we should. Unit decisions, so training opportunity in the 2nd Independent Artillery Battalion, not really all that important. Meritocracy going up is going to be good, so I'll just go that way. Just push that one up a little bit. Supreme Command Council task priorities. Now this is political power priorities or general stratagems. This is the political points we have in through here. I'm just going to go no changes there as well. Right, what else? We were just going to look at something, wasn't it? The assistant. So if we just go back across to the management screen, to our leaders, and we do have the advisor. Here, Bob. Now, what's interesting here is he's just taken over as leader of this group. So Bob is now the leader of the opposition party. Loves autocracy. He does have good diplomacy. He's got good administration. I think what I'm going to do is I think I'll get him to just help out the Lord Zon. They're both in the same political party, so that will be okay. So I'll just call him and attach him to Lord Zon in here. I think that'll be the best one.
Aye, aye, sir.
So we'll just help with the management of the main city. So that will then work out okay. All right, that's done. Let's go back to the map. And again, I want to keep the people in here until we sort of get this. Well, the danger is coming down fairly quickly. I had the breach there, but it actually did come down a lot. This fear level. Yeah, so that's okay. This will actually sort of start to come good fairly soon, and we'll then just be able to move these forces back out again. But I think we'll take Litho off fairly fast. We do actually have a few things where we have urgent issues. What are we trying to do here? 94 credit, yeah, negative cash flow. Yeah, we need to fix that up. Empire budget. This is actually just the bureaucratic points. Technology, no, there's nothing else in there that we need to really look at. So let's just go back out to the, to money. Let's get the money sorted first. So we'll go back to our strat cards, and we'll just go, actually before we do that, bring back to our reports. If we do have a look at the Empire budget, the Empire, where was it? Treasury cash flow. So this is what we currently have. We've already got 30% income tax. We're only getting 60 from it though. And we have a service tax there, which is sort of like extra, coming in at 14. So we've got 74 coming back in. Our salaries and bonuses, though, cost 122. So I'm going to have to increase the income tax to 40%. Now, I'm playing on regular mode, and regular mode allows me to go to 40% without actually having too much negative stuff actually happen. But if we go beyond 40, it's going to be a problem. If you're playing on hard mode, 30% is really, you don't want to go above 30%. So we're sort of already there. Yeah, there's nothing much else really happening in through there. This is the various soldiers and leaders' salaries. 24. Actually, this is the salaries and bonuses. So worker back in through here as well. So the workers are taking the most of the actual money. So let's tax them more. Let's increase the tax. So we'll just go back to our strat cards, go to nation, and we'll just increase the income tax. We'll execute this one. The difficulty is 95.
Roger that.
We rolled 106. Yep, that's okay. So we're now going to have a little bit more money coming in each turn. And then sell some resources, yes, that's next thing, because we do need to get on top. We need to be about 120 odd ahead at this stage. So it is remembering that I'm clicking on sell, not buy. So there's you have 0 credits available, so I can't buy anything. But from here I can actually start to do things. Now I've got they will buy 128 rare metals, and we have 184. They'll buy they'll buy all of our food. This is 0.26. The rare metals are actually worth a fair bit. We can also sell off machines if we wanted to, but I'm going to need them, so I don't want to do that. Water, we still are going up, and they'll spend 0.41 credits on that one. Metal, we're also pretty solid on, and fuel, we don't have anything really. We've got a little bit. So metal, we could certainly just get like maybe 100 credits there, just by selling off, say, 30. So let's go and sell that. That gives me 102. There's still 64 that they would then go and take. They'll take 770 water, which I can sell all of the water for 300 credits. That's actually a good one, because again, it's a desert world. So we've been lucky. We've actually got 2 locations with like two different oases locations in London, which gives me an extra 100 per turn. Which means I can sell, like everyone else will be struggling, but we're not. So we can sell that, and then the traders will go on sell that.
Roger that.
So I'll sell that one. And food I'm not going to do. Rare earth metals I could do as well. I'll just get maybe 100 credits there as well.
Roger that.
That's going to give me I could now go back to buying things if I had to. We've now got 522 credits. Let's just go and cancel that. So we would have had a diminishment there previously where people would be a little bit unhappy. It's probably from lack of payment. Yeah, no, it looks like we sort of dodged a bullet there last time. Right, well, until we can sort of build up the other bits and pieces, we're just going to have to keep on sort of thumping along here. So we'll just go and end our turn here. If I get a foreign secretary, I can then be more friendly. See how they're trying to squeeze their way in. I don't like this. Use the Geist, which is this one here. Crisis of Passion coming to full force. Unrest tests in zones will be modified with +2. Alright, that's going to be a problem. And we discovered a new tech, water-soil recomposition. You might well know there is quite a lot of oxygen as well as hydrogen stored in the lithosphere of our planet. We have ideas to liberate these elements to create water. All right, so that's another sort of thing we can sort of then go and research. Organize, we generate 3 new stratagems, so decrease rank. That's interesting. Increase sales tax as well. This is something if we do trading, we might as well do that as well, just to try to get on top of the money. We've got Shadow Diplomat as well, so assign a veteran diplomat to a leader to help the leader's next skill role. Again, I won't worry about that one so much just yet. We've had no real critical messages we need to go and deal with. We've picked up another militia group, which is nice. The oil is still a big problem. Energy, we are, we're sort of sending it off everywhere. See how this is now red and this one's now blue? So we are slowly picking up the fuel, like we're getting some of it out here, which means that when they've actually got all of their energy requirements, we'll no longer we'll be on top of the energy again. So energy, even though it's sort of showing that we actually have nothing growing there, ultimately it is. It's just we're replenishing troops. Right. So let's go back to Casino. The assets. So we now have the bureaucratic. Actually, we haven't quite done that one. We didn't have enough workers, so the workers are sort of being a bit recalcitrant. We'll just let them sort of come back up. This thing is keeping on now, pushing up. Let's go and move these back out of the town. These are becoming an issue. Just go and get those up in there. And this one's trying to now get across here as well. I've got to stop these from encroaching. Just keep them moving around. We're going to have to destroy these, but I need to get on top of all of my resources first. I need to keep this road open. This is where I needed those troops that we spoke about. I've only got one militia there. I'll bring him up. I'm not liking what's happening in here. Try to keep this road open if we can. So I've got only 2 of them left in here. Well, I'll move one of them up. And then we've got this group as well. Let's just move that one over. These guys are also starting to pick up their energy. I'm going to move that one up as well. And then this infantry group. I'll just get them all back up to the top. What do we get from there? Oh, we get a machine every turn. That's very, very valuable. We've got heaps of machines. Wow, that is really, really important. What do we get from this one here? Just a little bit of research points. I think that's the one for us to try to protect. So we'll keep that one there. This one here keeps on, like, it's just not getting any fuel. Its fuel is low anyway. Yep, so fuel is our next big issue that we're going to have. Right, we'll just go back to our decisions again. So this is, there's been a bit of an incident. I met with the people of this small community away in the middle of nowhere. I promised them the same living standards our populace enjoys for the span of a single month. And well, frankly, we did not succeed. So now this one here, ignore the leader's actions. Now she is going down. I really don't care if she goes. She's capped 2, but she's not great at anything. I'm going to unrest goes up. I'm going to denounce her. Or discipline.
Order received.
So she went down by 16. She's going to be leaving very, very soon. She's down to 22 now. This is not good. All right, so national budget allocations. I'm happy enough with what we're doing through here. I'm just going to go no changes at this stage.
Order received.
Okay. Economic Council task priorities. I'm going to keep this where that is as well. So go no changes there. With the Stone Union demands a resolution of relations. We'll be enemies. All right, I'm going to go to war with them. I'm pretty sure I've got a requirement that we need to do. Well, the victory overview. We're at 7.2. So we're coming last. There's no screaming rush, but now we're going to be going to war. Shall move that one back into here. All right, so war it will be.
Roger that.
So morality went down by another -10 as well. So we're becoming less morality with our decision making. But this one now, we will be able to start to make use of these troops. So I will come north with everything. I would like to be friendly down in here though. Particularly with this. I don't want that falling anywhere. All right. Yeah, I need to keep this road going. These are a problem as well. But these are going to be fairly easy for us to smash, ultimately. And I need to just keep this open as well. The Goliath gun gives us a bit more research as well. Right. We'll end our turn here. Although we've now got fairly good industrial points, but we needed 600 to build another infantry group. Do we need that first? The ammunition is going to be a problem. Let's go back to London, which is really where our logistics comes from, and go and construct a industry in here for ammunition. So let's go and start construction there. Just so we can start to make sure the troops are automatically replenished each turn. I can build that as well, just by going into the workshop and producing more ammunition. So I can produce the ammunition back up into here as well. I might just do that a little bit.
Roger that.
But if we get the factory, it's just going to be a better way for us to manage the ammunition. So we're up to 1,500 now. But that will diminish very, very quickly as we start to sort of get into fights. All right, so state of war here. It shouldn't really bother us, but they're going to be trying to squeeze everywhere they possibly can. So why not Dr. Z is saying is the new Gen AI art noticeable? Yes, it is. It's actually fairly immersive. So I know it's contentious, but for me it does a nice job of doing different things. Whoa, they actually hit our velociraptors, which I'm surprised at, and pushed us back. We lost 200 infantry here. So elections have been held, and the Marshall Front, the one that was previously, won the elections with 60% of the vote. So this was actually now the vote. This is where it's fascinating. The game. This is actually an AI generated art that does come in. If we were a democracy and we had a vote for the thing, it would be the whole populace that would then vote. And so the graphic for the and you can see there these are the actual there's the people in their government is sort of has got their portraits. These are actually the portraits from our group. It's really quite nice the way it sort of does strip things together, put things in, and makes it quite immersive. If we were a democracy, we have a different setup in here where where it's the seat for the people. So you end up with like lots and lots of people participating in it. For a meritocracy, we actually have equals around the table, all having a vote, and so it's only the higher levels that actually get to do that one. And then finally, if we were an autocracy, we'd have a dictator in the middle there, with a smaller band of generals around him. It's just the immersion of the AI graphics is great in this game. It really does enhance it. It does a good job. So even though people don't like it, it does help a lot. So Miguel is saying 0.33 grams, 110% heavy elements, or are they only 0.33 grams? It's 110% heavy elements on the game. Sorry, I missed that comment from before. Is going to be what am I trying to say here? It's going to be average. So we're going to struggle finding mines, finding metal mines at 110, but it's not going to be debilitating. So in terms of the 33 grams, I'll try to see if I can find that again. Hang on, let's just go back there. Here we go, discovered metal. just so happen to find some in Castle now. This is our economic, this is why we want our economic guy doing some prospecting. So he's actually found some metal in this location with the geologist. Again, the AI art for me looks great. It reminds me, the game for me now plays much more like a Fallout game than anything in terms of the feel of it. Here we go, we've got this crisis. It's going to happen for a little while. I've got peripheral mining, passionate speech. So this one is again Economic Council. Extend one of the mines into low-grade deposit areas, gain reserves, lose efficiency. That's okay. We'll do that if we get desperate. Increase rank. Yep, so we can actually get that one. That's not a problem. Okay, and then we're back into it. So if we go back to the reports and go back to help and the planetary statistics back into here, I think it was in here that you would have seen it. Where was it? With only 0.3 gravity. Yeah, so we've got gravity is 0.3. Heavy elements, or are they with only 0.3? Yeah, so okay, it's not grams. It's actually 0.3 gravity as overall, but the heavy elements will then mean that the chances of us finding metal will be slightly above average, but only slightly. So if you're wanting to have like metal everywhere, and you do want a lot of metal, I think when you're playing, you want your heavy elements to be fairly high. This will also give you your rare metals as well, and so that's sort of where we are with that one. But these modifiers are sort of like things that apply to the actual to the planet. Like if you end up with methane, for methane you need a life. You need like plants on the planet to be able to get some sort of methane presence. We have 0, so we can't any tech that makes use of that. If you go to the techs, so there will be things like where is it? So under applied engineering. There's something that just is not worth getting at all. I'm trying to see where it actually is. That's water. That's not from methane though. I forget where it is. No, I can't see where it actually is. But but it does supplements our fuel if we did have it. But coming from a world without life, we can't get it. Synthetic fuel, is that it? No, I don't think that's it either. I can't see it there. It's one of these ones that are in around here somewhere, but I just can't see it. Anyway, we won't ever need that one because we've got zero chance of getting it on this particular world. So anyway, that's the reports there. So going to leave the old graphics checkbox on, I think. Yeah, it really is. It's very immersive. But each to their own. You know, like if you don't want to have those graphics on, you can just go to the new graphics and unclick them, and then you go back to the old graphics, which are not as like I find the new graphics very, very immersive. So anyway, let's just we're not really. They did fight here. This group in here, these velociraptors, which are very, very strong. They don't have great defense. Soft defense. This one is actually a medium tank with very, very poor defense. And so this is mainly an anti-tank type unit. This one here is different. The Cataphract is a big one with very, very high soft defense. Let's just get that one up into there. Just get these into position. These are they've now cut the road off. Now that's likely to change the supply. When we started the game, we actually had blue going up this way. That's now because that road has been cut off. It now has to all come from Moxie Hole. Now this is our metal mine, and this guy is very, very close to it. So they've now cut off that location. I'm going to move across to Moxie Hole. Moxie Mole, is it Moxie Hole? Moxie Mole. Moxie Hole. So let's keep our metals flowing. We're going to need to start to get this other group back up the top. So we'll bring these guys up. We'll bring this guy up. I do need to have troops in here. Our ammo has gone down slightly, but we'll get that one built fairly soon. So in London, if we have a look at the assets, we've got... we're still trying to get energy out to the various groups. One turn left from the ammo factory, and then it'll be another turn after that before it starts to make the ammunition. Now, we now need to also get replacement troops. So we need 2 of those. Let's just get a few extras. So I'll bring them up. Everything else will be okay, I think. So where that one is not really a big problem anymore. Like it's not really nothing we have to really do. We are blocking all this off. I'll keep them as a block for this top section. This one really is not viable. I'm just going to keep that one back on that location. This one here, we just get 1 extra population loyalty at the start of the turn, which again is important. What do we get in here? This is the extra water that we get. Right. Now, I will have to break through here at some point, but it's just going to be hard with what we've got. Sort of saying maybe make independent rifle battalion to keep that unruly town in check. Yeah, that's what I'm just thinking that. Just to get on top of this. Still got 0.5 of a turn left for the bureaucratic office, which should have come in 1 turn. So we just don't have the people here. So this particular town is getting happier. If I incorporate the zone, it will then start to pay tax. And at 53, it's probably good enough. Yeah, so it doesn't pay anything to our... We've got income tax of 40%, but it doesn't actually pay anything because it's unincorporated. Should we go back to my cards as well? Look at the sales, increase the sales tax. Let's go and do that. So we'll execute the stratagem. It's going to be an easy one for us. Yep, roll the 121. I won't worry about the others that we've got there. So we've got 6 decisions here as well. Yeah, maybe we do that. We've only got limited industrial points. I think I'll just have to wait though. I think we'll just have to sit back and weather the storm and play defensively for a little while. The trouble is we've got this guy as well. Now I'm going to give up. What have we got underneath there? Just press number 1. There's an artificial walker, which is giving me 100 military research points, which we're not really using yet, but I don't want to lose it either. So we'll leave that one where that is. Just leave those defending this location, keep those where they are, and we'll need to start to push in on this side when we can. Probably through here. We also have, actually everything is, I'll just move that one across to that location. This one without the fuel just has got hardly any movement. Like it's really, really struggling. So we don't, unfortunately, with the lack of fuel, it's everything's a real problem. Even we can't fly, we can't do anything. So that's a big issue. Okay, they want us to hire their candidate. Yeah, I'll accept that. So this is the actual the Marshall Front, which is the government, and so he's actually said, look, there's someone else we want that's part of our group, and we want you to put him into the council. So we'll go accept that one. Hopefully he'll be okay. I like now that when you click on OK, you get to see who it is. Cap 2 is okay. High covert ops is good as well. Actually, as a leader, he's not bad. So, 34-year-old, that's actually good. All right, we'll just exit that one. New organisation, we can actually bring another one in. Now, we do want to get the military research happening. Staff Council would be okay as well. Foreign Affairs would be okay. I think military research. We don't have anyone really suitable for it yet. But let's just go that way to start with. And just hope that we get someone. We've got protests in Casa now. So sending the troops to end the protest. So autocracy goes up a little bit here. Democracy will give in to their demands. See how much money we've lost as well. So we don't want to do that. Calm down the protesters. There's no way we can do it. The oratory role here is not going to be good enough. Unrest goes up by 20%. I think we'll send in the troops. These guys don't want to do it though. Yeah, unrest of plus 20. If we just keep it going, it's going to get worse and worse. Now this is actually because of the Zeitgeist that we have running at the moment. So if we go back to Castor now, let's have a look at the diplomatic decisions we have. Demands an oath of peace. Now this is actually fine because if we have a quick look down in here again at the strategic map, that's Cox mark there, which is what we want to have. We want peace in here. It means we don't have to worry about this border like what we've got over here. So we will actually say yes to that. So just go yes. Bring out the priests.
Roger that.
Open contact. So the envoy of Mayan Republic. This is another major. Request an open line of communication between us. How do we respond? We'll go yes because everyone else don't want the alternative. So we'll go that way. And they've sent a spy that if you manage to capture. So if we return it, they'll become more friendly, which at this stage would be good. So yes, return the spy. Well, I do want money. So how much money are they going to give me? 8 PP, which I don't need. I think I'll do the diplomatic thing here and give it back and refuse their payment magnanimously. And then we've got to sort these protests. So give in or just can't. Well, we can't do that one. Meritocracy still gets higher though if we take that if we attempt to talk, but we can't even do it. It's 9 plus 1 die 100. Let's just say we roll 100. It's 109 versus a difficulty of 110. So it's going to fail no matter what. but it's going to make these guys happier, and it's going to get meritocracy up a bit higher. So even though it's a problem, I think it's still worth doing. Let's have a quick look at the actual zone itself, just so we've got context. So this is Castor now in through here. So I've got the wrong thing on there, but if we just go in and have a bit of a look at the group and through here. So at the moment we have an unrest, or we've got fear of 9 and unrest of 4, danger of 4. Okay, so that's what we have at the moment. So we'll try to talk them out of this.
Roger that.
Oh, actually, it wasn't too bad. Oratory roll of Mitch Sumner is 96 versus difficulty of 110. Failure. So failed talk, it was just petrol on the fire. Unrest increased by 30%. So, but these guys all went up pretty much, which is good, and meritocracy went up. All right, so if we have a bit of a look at that one through there, we now actually have 30 unrest. And so this is why we now need to have troops in the ground here. So I can't really afford to build them yet with the industrial points that we have, because we're sort of, until we get on top of those, just go and leave that troop there. So all we can do is really plug the gap in this instance. Let's just move that one up a little bit and bring these Galactic Republic fighters up as well. If we're still getting energy off into these various, high-level tanks and things. So this front line is now sort of stretching right up. Let's just go and end our turn here again. Again, just by leaving on the logistics, you sort of get a feel for where's a problem, and it really, this road here is the important road. Don't need to worry about it at this stage. And I'm just looking at the little blips in here. Blue means that they are starting to get their energy supplies through, so that will eventually fix itself. We did get our replacement troops, didn't we? Yeah, we got 5. Yep, that's okay. We'll cancel that one. And end our turn here. So hopefully this money won't diminish too much. Oh, there's the metal that we found. So it was sort of lucky where we are there. Suffer no losses. Fate Stratagem Pack has now been awarded. That's good. That'll mean we get a Fate point as well. We can get 1,000 credits. Treasury Hoard. GR Optics. New methods to construct sites will increase accuracy of your weapons. And we get a You Are a Liar. Unbased accusations lead the populace to believe you're a liar. So we end up with gain 3 Fate points of that one through there. Our word score goes down though, and the word score is quite important for us. Okay, zero retirement, spend no credits, and have 50% chance to retire. Seniority 10, leader. Would be good to get rid of that guy in charge. But we have to sort of just deal with what we've got at this early stage, and sort of let things build up. All right. So pushing up this way now. We've got reasonable troops in here. I've got some very, very strong troops, these Galactic Republic troops, but I want to have other troops going in with the attacks when we do them. There's a big group in there. We'll be wanting to surround them and break through, which is actually going to be difficult. We'll probably have to bring these tanks in, I think. And I'm thinking this will probably be the direction we go. So we'll start to bring them around. Okay, so energy is starting to now go up. So we're now getting a little bit of a supply there. You can see there that our numbers aren't as bad as what they were. The sales tax, how are we going with that? Yeah, we can't do any more sales tax. Diplomatic decisions, Guardians offer technology. Now this is going to cost me a hell of a lot, but I can sell things off of this. What's the basic concept of the university? Would actually not be bad as well. Not now. These guys are very, very happy with us, so I think I'm going to go no.
Roger that.
We get a slight decrease in relationship with them, but we just can't afford it. New director for the Military Research Council. He's only got a suitability rating of 8. One of the really interesting things with the Republica DLC, if there was somebody else that was actually, really, would be a good candidate, even if they're in another role, they will take that role. And so it sort of makes it much more dynamic with the actual leaders. I think we'll go and throw in another leader just to give ourselves a bit more to choose from. We've got a fair few political points in through here, so let's go back to the map. Go to the strat cards, and we'll go to nation. So we have either a merc who would possibly be good with the military, or a junior. Let's start with a junior.
Roger that.
And who have we got this time? Cap 2. We're actually looking for inventor and technician type skills, which he doesn't have. So we'll go to Merc and just see if we end up getting lucky. So it's Kurgan who's pulling the strings here.
Roger that.
Who did we get this time? Cap 2. High intelligence, which is good. High command as well. I'll execute this last one as well, this recruit junior. Just hope that we get someone good. We could start to sell off some of our cards as well. Like just to sort of get things happening. So we can go into scrap mode and maybe try to get somebody special. It's only one scrap point. Then we need 15. Well, let's scrap both of those. It's 3 scrap points. We'll get rid of that one. Treasure hoard I'm not likely to use. So up to 10. We may need all of these different things. I think we'll use that one. A couple of these. I'll just get rid of one of them. Now this chemical, rare auxiliary team specialised in launching chemical attacks. I think I'll actually apply that one. I've got 2 fate points now. That I can apply. Headquarters, we'll be wanting those. Tariffs, actually the nation, I've got decrease, I think. Oh no, we don't anymore. Ceasefire, open contact, ask for help. There we go, we've got our 15. So we can now scrap another card. So we can now create another card. So let's go and do that one. A proud zoo. New stratagem has been created. Proud artisans construct a zoo. If played, meritocracy goes up by +7. That's actually, well, it's not a leader. Sometimes you get some exceptional leaders this way as well. Let's go and click on OK. So that's actually something we can go back into the nation, or into the zone actually. And so we will actually do the proud zoo on London. Because London we're not going to really be losing, I don't think. So we'll execute the zoo with the meritocracy going up.
Understood.
Now that still leaves us with this junior.
Roger that.
Cap 3, here we go. So intelligence is okay, but the capability means that he's going to learn fast. So Oliver, side sight. Improvisation. That's going to be useful as well. We've got model design there. We can always shuffle him around afterwards, but I think he's the one that we want to have as in this position to start with. So we'll just go back to the decisions, and there he is. His rating's only 2. Actually, this one Cypher Richard in through here, Cap 2 has got much higher improvisation. sure why this one here, though, I think will ultimately be the better one for us. So we'll appoint him.
Yes.
Okay, so you're in charge of the Military Research Council. So he's just a junior that's come in. Now, again, what we want to have here is we want discovery on 0 and research on 100. And so what that does is when you've got those two aspects to it, if you don't do any research, you're putting everything into discovery anyway. So this way you can get exactly what you want. And when you do want to actually get the research, you've got everything thumping into it. So we'll just confirm that. So that means he will get sort of different things. Now we've got research field, high-speed machine gun, current research target. Now the high-speed machine gun, we might have a look at that one in just a minute. So this one is actually where we can set up a different target for him. If we go back into, now we bought this from the scavengers, I think, this tech. If we just go back to the management screen, to techs. So we do have the high-speed machine gun in here. So you've discovered high-speed machine gun, but not fully researched. The research level is at 10. Allows you to produce much more lethal machine guns. This tech has the following prerequisites: automatic rifle, and so we can get the better machine gun ultimately. But what I want combat armor. So I'm going to wait until we get this one. We also have gas-powered small arms as well, so we can sort of grab those if we wanted to. But combat armor is really what I want, so I'm just going to keep on waiting for that one to come through. Anything with the MI is going to be military. So we'll just go back to the map, and we'll just go no target, because that means you'll go back into discovery mode.
Yes.
And that's going to be fine. So it's the combat armor is what we want. That's going to give us much, much better survivability for our troops. Now, replacement troops, still got 3 of those. Getting this up there. We want to get to 600 of those. Money is okay-ish, but let's just go back into trade. Let's go back to sell. And we can only sell 89, but we might as well, because we're making reasonable metal. And water, we can sell it at 0.41. We're still going up with water, and they'll buy a lot of it from us. I won't sell everything. I'll just sell a little bit of water.
Roger that.
All right. I love how the planets, depending on what people need, like all the other sort of, the traders are moving around and finding opportunity. So that's actually, it's not just random, it's actually is part of the planet. And so because we're a desert world with no water, water is a rare commodity. So it's actually worth a lot. On a rainy world, it would be worth nothing, so no one would actually want it. So it's cool the way it does work. So we need to get this one up. I think we probably will be able to push in here a little bit. So let's just go and end our turn again. Oh, there we go. Lonnie Williams is saying hello. Intravenous 3 just got confirmation. Wow. That's a great little game. Really awesome. It's so well done. We lost 200 and only killed 100. So there was actually a fight that went on there somewhere. There we go. She's left. Dolores Tone Love. Yes, I decided it's time to show my true colours. I've commenced a rebel operation in London. That's not good. I didn't think she'd actually get a group together, which is not good. So we've got another recruit junior there if we needed it. Now what we're looking for here is a little white hex that will be where she does it, and she said in London, so where is her? There she is. Now she can't really move off much at this point. I don't think we've got anything back in here. No, nothing much there that can really sort of protect anything that's going on. Might start to bring these up and away back onto the roads. So that's going to stretch us a little bit. Our industrial points are now coming back up again. We should now be thumping along with the ammo factory. Yes, the ammo factory is now pushing the ammo up. So we're getting more ammunition in there. Fuel is actually, we've got a little bit of reserve in the fuel, but it is going down a little bit. I think this one in here still needs some. Yep, we're still asking for fuel. It's getting small amounts. Well, I think we'll have to just push into here and then sort of, deal with this, I guess. I'll shuffle around. I've got to be careful that I don't open this up. Now we've got 400 odd there. I do want to get another operational HQ, but I sort of probably need it now back around London to deal with that, because there may be multiple troops in there, and also to free up units back up in here as well. So let's actually go to London and raise our formation. And so we want, with the operational HQ, just a brigade, and as long as I'm over 50%, which and I want machine gunners because they're more defensive. So I can't quite get everything I need, but I'm over 50%, which means I can build it. So I'm going to go and click on that one through there, and you can see there that the requirement for industry points is just a little bit off. We've got enough of everything else to build it, so that's all okay. So let's raise this formation. It's not going to be quite what we want, but it's going to be up there. So that's the group. So that will then be there to fend off the revolution from the secretary. Now, one of the other guys will then take over as secretary, which is fine. Got decisions, so zone city upgrade. Now, this is actually one of these things. Is it friendly? Is it happy enough? One thing we need to do here is also talk to this guy and probably bring it into the fold. It's below par again, so we've still got happiness is coming backwards. If I make it go up to a level 2, it sort of will start to demand more infrastructure, which means that it'll make it harder to make them happy. And really, everyone's unhappy here, so I think we say no at this point. Unless they're sort of working well, it's just not worth it. So I'm going to go ask me later.
Roger that.
And Guardians offer technology. Again, I can't afford it. So I'm going to have to go no.
Roger that.
Yeah, we've got money, but we don't have that much money. All right, so we're still stretched. But I do want to start, now we've got a fairly big group in there. I've got a group there as well, which can just sort of come in. We can start to push our way in. And I think we'll do that. So let's go and hit this one. We've got 30-1 odds in here. I can bring these other ones in to make it dramatic. I don't need to do all of them, but it's gonna help mask the tank if I do this one. So let's push out through this sand dune.
Engaging enemy.
Did lose a unit.
Mission successful.
That's good. They've got some pretty powerful units in there, but that's we did lose one unit. And again, it's only chaff. We just lost a grunt, and that's not really a big issue for me. Okay, and I can now move in and around. That one can move up as well. Let's do that. Move that one up. And so we want to surround this one here and destroy it. Again, I don't want to be losing Galactic Republic troops, so I'm just going to be placing them in this group with this one here. Odds are high.
Move out.
Can't really replace these guys. Okay, that's good.
Successful.
These have sort of come in with the Wasp Hive. Tiny robotic wasp, which launch in the direction they are faced. Troops of the Wasp Hive is embedded. We release them early in combat. For the first 4 combat rounds, have plus 400 attack value against infantry targets without armor. So Envirosuits don't. Then that's what they've got. So they've actually got that one. They've also got one of these guys as well. Ancient weapon that pierces any known armor. So it gives a plus 100 extra attack when used against motorized or armored targets. So we have to be careful of those. There's just 2 units there that have actually got it. They did get the 1 kill. So that's the unit that did actually do it with these wasps. So they killed again, just one of our chaff units. So that's fine. We'll just move that one back up now. And we can actually go and finish this one off as well. So we have a fair few units that can actually just go in, 50-1 odds. So let's get rid of this entirely.
Move out.
again, we're going to lose, as long as we're just losing the low-level guys, I don't really care.
Successful.
That's good, and they've got nowhere to go, so we've wiped out a fair few of these wasps guys as well, which is nice. Again, you can see that because they had nowhere to run, they stay in the fight for longer, but that was good. And so we lost a fair amount. We lost 8 subunits. We did unfortunately lose one of our Galactic Republic guys, which is a bit of a shame. Yep, everything else is just grunts, which is fine. So that's all good. Just move across. So we've pushed out through there, and that's gotten rid of a portion of their troops. So that's actually fine. I should move that one up as well. Actually, I should have done that just to help with the support. So we need to get back on our replacement troops again. So we need to get a lot of grunts. Oh, we can't produce any because we just used up all of our industry points for other things. So we're going to have to, again, save up to get our replacement troops. Makes these a little bit weaker, but nothing too much. So it's sort of where I'm working. So we'll just start to sort of push our way into this territory. And again, I could come back down. These are, we're not at war with these, but they're sort of a bit of a problem. 3-to-1 odds there is not really good enough. These are sort of just militia forces that we have. All right, we'll just keep them where they are. Yeah, London rebels back up there. So we'll just have to use this group to go out and sort of deal with them. Actually, the reason there's so many that we have to replenish is because these also need replenishment. All right, so we'll end our turn here again. Oh, the robots are on the march, and here comes the rebels. Okay, waste disposal accident in London, which we'll have to go and deal with. So go to new tech, VidCom broadcasting. All right, we haven't done any of the build-up for the population, which means we're a bit behind, actually. We're not doing all that well. Soldier morale is low. Maybe you made a promise. Yeah, we need to get another city. I don't think we're going to do it in time, though. All right, well, let's move these up. These aren't really ready yet. And we'll have we'll need to get a leader in there as well. So they haven't come back this way at all. Industry-wise, we've got 190, so I can get a little bit of the replacement troops that we require. I'll just get as many as I can, 17. Just produce them. And that's more than what we need. This is good. Actually, machine guns we're going to need more of as well, which I can't get any of those just yet. We'll bring them in. So this is just from the losses that we've had in the fights. So we'll leave that where we are right now. Let's just move this one up. Just keep on putting the pressure on. To try to take this town if we can. I'm going to need more troops down in here as well. I do need to have some sort of garrison down that way. What else have we got in here? Really nothing. I've got one more troop there. So I could use the trucks and I could just bring this one down just to release this one. I might do that one. Let's just go strategic movement. Then we'll use the logistic movement here. So just press the S key. And we'll just right click. It's now been moved down there. That can become the garrison. Do you have a model design council yet to make better infantry? No, not yet. I'll wait until I get the combat armor, and then we'll get it then. to then build better infantry. Get rid of strategic. I just need to go back to normal movement because I want this guy to come back up as well. So we'll start to move these up. Right, so we just changed that garrison. We do need a garrison in here at this stage just because the city is struggling so much. So we've got a lot of things where we really are behind the 8 ball here. So zone decisions, what's happened, waste disposal accident in London. Give our full support. Actually, this should be okay, medical role. So this one here, we've got a plus 91. Now we can see down through there, the leader relation modifier is 8. The leader skill family bonus of 12. You get 55 on top of the roll. So again, if we have a look at him, there'll be 12. It's a medical role. So if we have a look and see what he's got. Under medical, he's got 7 there, which is, I don't know why that's giving me 12, but anyway, it's giving me 12. So that's going to be his role. Give that full support.
Understood.
Failure. Geez, we didn't roll enough. Okay, that's not good. Yeah, we lost workers and population. It's a difficult little game, this one. So, Lord Zon wants total power over the estate. So the two political parties are in sort of disagreement with a lot of this stuff. That's too much of a drop. That's the softest option.
Understood.
We'll go that way. And new commander for the third. Now this one here, we've got a suitability of 12 there. Either one of these will be fine. He's got certain skills back in operational command. That's why he's up there, so we'll appoint him.
Yes, sir.
All right, there we go. So they're all done. We've got no more industrial points. So we now have to sort of reclaim this this little rebel group. We have to sort of get them under control. So this is why this army is important. Their readiness is terrible. This is what this blue bar is in through here. So their readiness is only 47. So they have a big advantage if they do decide to come and attack us. Initially, we just have to get into a position where we can just defend. So we will end our turn here. I really can't do much else with what we actually have. We're slowly getting on top of things, but it's just difficult. It's not an easy game. It's pretty engaging though, the way things do work. Oh, there was some good battles there. We killed 1,900. We only lost 200. So this is where playing defensively is very, very good. If you can sort of just take important ground. So we killed 1,900 infantry. We lost 200. Let's have a look and see the history of this one. The VP count is at 74 points, lower than the 80 points that So unfortunately, we didn't get to the victory point location. So our word score is now going to go down, which is not good. And so we've actually now got the new political stratagem pack has just come back through. We've got a few here from the oligarchy pack. So this is oligarchy, that one's there as well. So we've got crazy bikers fly right over the enemy's trenches. So these are Motorhead Devils. It's a unit feat. Oh, this one's a rare one, very rare stratagem pack. Give them the meditator leader feat to selected leader. This political stratagem belongs to the meritocracy category. It's a very rare stratagem to find in a political stratagem pack, normally executed by the director of the Applied Science Council. Will provide you with a leader feat, meditator, and does the following. Leader is versed in the art of meditation. Clarity thus obtained helps that leader absorb new wisdoms. It increases XP growth. So no role required for the stratagem. It will give the leader leader feat to the selected leader. Now, I might give that to our military guy, the military research guy, I think. This balcony fall, this one here is assassinate a leader. No negative consequences of either success or failure. This political stratagem belongs to the oligarchy, so it's a common strategy pack. So this is actually where the intricacy of the game is very, very cool with what does go on here. So this goes against the leader's personal combat skill. That difficulty is multiplied by 3. Difficulty is increased with plus 41. Covert ops skill roll will be made. Any failure will give nothing. Critical success will not add anything. So we can then assassinate a leader. I have someone just in mind for that. This is unit fitness. Yep, that's okay. And that's just a meritocracy pack. Okay, well, this one here, this is fantastic. So let's just go back out to the map. Actually, we'll just keep on going. Another recruit junior. This is now picking up a little bit. So we just go into the replacement troops. We've still got 500 more than what we need. We need to get machine gunners. Need to get 9 of them. I'll just get a couple more. Produce. So that will then sort of go into everything else. So we still don't have enough industrial points to do anything. Now, this is the robots. We know that this territory is a robotic territory. So that's going to be a bit of a problem. They're going to be sentinel units. We can't see into the ruins just yet. I'll talk a little bit about this. If you're some of the things are going to be really hard to see. Like, for example, we've got this one here is actually like that is a low mountain, but it's very hard to actually see it. If you do want what I've got here, which is like a little mod pack that I made for the game, just so to be able to see the different terrain, which is actually really, really important to be able to then go and do this one. So this is low mountains with no vegetation, but you'd be forgiven to think, oh, that's actually a rocky plain. It's the same as this. So rocky plain, for example, I do get some entrenchment on the rocky plain, and but I don't really get any attack or defense modifiers. But on this terrain here, which looks almost identical, I then end up with big defense modifiers. So tanks fight a lot less effectively in that sort of terrain. So if we're fighting these rebels, I've got to start to make use of the terrain as we sort of find it. The other thing we have is that we do actually have, like this one here, we're not seeing it even though we've got a unit right here. And so this one has got a recon ability of 10. And so to get even minimum recon on this particular hex, we need 62 because it's a ruin. The ruins are very, very difficult to see inside there. And so in this case here, again, the ruins are going to be very, very defensive. So if the enemy is in there, which they will be, I'm thinking, we're going to be very hard to dislodge them because they've got an automatic entrenchment of 125. They can, if they stay there without moving, they get up to 250. So it makes it extremely hard to sort of keep them where they are. It may be better for me to just press number 1 again. It may be better for me to actually come back and invite them out of that so we don't have to fight them in there. I think I'll do that actually. So what I'll do here is I'll just go and extend up. So we'll start to just isolate them a little bit if we can. I'll just keep the leader in there. And that way we're still protecting the important stuff that we have. I would have liked to have been in those ruins because that's going to give a big, big bonus. Now, what else have we got in here? Actually, only at the time, I've actually run out of time, guys. I'm going to have to leave it here, I think. And then we'll come back. I mean, it's getting interesting now in terms of the military. So that's starting to sort of pay dividends for us. But we do have to get on top of the economy. The economy is terrible, and also the happiness in general. So we're not mismanaging, but we just haven't managed well what's going on. So Brian is saying, has Vic given any more thought in incorporating a mod into the base game? I don't know, actually. It's sort of, for me, it's essential. Like, it's sort of one of these things where knowing what's what is really important. Like, it's super important to know. Like, you've got, for example, like just sand plains in through here, but then you've got like massive sand dunes, like that running here, for example. So these sand dunes actually make it very difficult for roads to be built through them. So the actual, again, when you look at the different stuff there, the cost to road construction is 60 there, whereas in these ones here, road construction is only 20. So it's 3 times more difficult. If you go through a low mountain, you've actually then got road construction of 160, so even harder again. So that, again, it just helps with all these sorts of little decisions you have to then go and make. So that is available on my Ko-fi.com DasTactic page if you are wanting it. It's completely free. So, but it does help a lot. I can't play the game without it, to be honest. And you've got the high mountains are very, very defensive. Just put the troops back on again. Yeah, so I don't know if they'll try to break out or if they'll just sort of stay where they are, but we'll just get a defensive line now. Unfortunately, we're just in the rocky plains here, but we'll see what we go up against when these do come out of their hidey hole. Hopefully by that stage we've actually sort of done enough up this way to make it more interesting, I guess, for us. So we can keep on taking bites out of this group and doing more damage that way. Just might move that one around. Just get things positioned, just so we can sort of start to move on up. But I'll just have to leave it here, guys. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow if you're around, and yeah, we'll sort of keep it thumping along. That's a great little game. Anyway, I'll see you around. Yeah, just one more time. Is it just a one more turn game? Absolutely. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. And sorry about my voice again. So, sorry, what's the saying? Hey, Daz, any plans on playing Endless Space 2 on stream, maybe? No. This is a simple answer. I really don't like much of those Endless games, to be honest. They, like it's, Endless Legend 2 really didn't do much for me. I probably would give that a go again at some point, but not Endless Space 2. It's too old, and it was so superficial. Like, it looked good. That's about it for me. Like, the game mechanics were quite poor, in my opinion. My humble opinion. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.